JCC families, this is Renee from the Aquatics Department. And today I'm going to talk to you about proper arm motion and placement in freestyle. This is good for levels 4 and 5 and really any age group in swim team. Kids will be working on this, especially in our newcomer level and our intermediate level. So to start off, freestyle, sometimes referred to as front stroke, is not actually swam on your front, on your stomach. You are continually rotating so that the stroke is actually swam from side to side. The reason why this is important is because for freestyle, we do not want swimmers to think they need to stay on their front and take that stroke without rotating their body. We actually want them to take that stroke, kind of put their body into that stroke, and then roll back out. That is easier motion for our shoulders to handle, and it actually puts more strength behind each arm stroke. In addition to that, the other thing that by working on this at home, we'll be reversing some effects that come from a very common habit that kids do, which is to cross their bodies. They'll take that stroke and feel like they need to pull over here and then come back out to the side. And instead, we want to just come right along the side of our body. I want kids to think about like a number 11. And so this hand is going to do this number 1, and this hand is going to do that number 1, so that if you were to put them together, it draws an 11. Later on, that's very beneficial too when they're doing butterfly, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to focus on freestyle. So you need a couch or an ottoman at home that your swimmer will fit on, and they need to hang about this much of their body off on the side so that they can have free range of motion and enough of an anchor, more or less, or enough space on the couch for the rest of their body, so when they work on this rotating or this roll that we do within our stroke, they're not going to fall off the couch. For this reason, we can't work on backstroke. I did try it and I fell off the couch. You can't get enough of proper free arm shoulder motion for the backstroke arm. So don't try backstroke, stick with freestyle. One of the first things that I tell kids to do, that I'm not going to be able to do in this video, is we need kids to have their head down. I like to tell swimmers to think of pushing this part of your head forward, pushing that water forward. So they have to have their head down in order to do that for proper body placement in the water with their stroke. So I have to keep my head up to talk to you guys clearly, so I won't be able to demonstrate that all the time. There are 2 things that kids continually do in freestyle arm strokes that we need to work on. One of them is they like to enter the water very close in front of their heads. Instead of reaching forward and pulling all the way back, they like to shorten their stroke. They like to go right here in front of their face and then stop right about their hip. And then they'll come all the way out and around and right here again in front of their face to their hip. Now, we want to change that. We want them to finish right down here by their thigh. I like to take my thumb and brush it across my thigh. And we want them to reach forward more, slicing into that water. I like to turn my hand at an angle so that I'm slicing in versus entering in and stopping water. You want to enter the water with purpose. You don't want to just drop your hand in, throw it in there. You're trying to get in, get a good catch of water, and put it somewhere else. You want to push that water back here. And in order to do that, you have to start your stroke with purpose, intention. Get a slice into that water, get that water, push it back. You don't want to use just your hand. You want to use your whole forearm. By getting that hand in there, dropping that forearm in and pushing that water straight back, you've created a faster stroke and more surface area to grab that water with. This is why paddles are important. Some kids like to get really curved hands or curled hands. This is decreasing the amount of surface area that you can get water with. You also want to keep your palm slightly curved and fingers together. Some kids even think that this is going to work out, a claw, trying to grab that water with the claw. We need nice paddles like this They're gonna enter and slice that water and push it back. So again, when we're doing our stroke, we are rolling. So we're gonna roll into that stroke, push that water back all the way to our thigh, and then roll as we take our stroke out. So rolling back and forth into that stroke. Something we work on with swim team kids that we don't focus a lot of attention on with level 4s and 5s is what we're doing with our arms out of the water. A drill I like to do with our swimmers is called a fingernail drag drill. So that after you've taken your stroke, you pick up that elbow and then you drag your fingernails just across the top of the water so that just your fingernails are in the water. Nothing else is in the water. So you take that stroke, pick up that elbow. This is why rotation in your stroke is important. Pick up that elbow, drag your fingernails. This is really hard to do on the couch. It's a bit of a workout. It's easier in the water, but if they're able to get it at home and repeat it at home, make it a habit on the couch, it should translate into the water because they've been working on creating that muscle memory, rolling back and forth into that stroke, taking that stroke with purpose, getting that water and pushing it back. Make sure that they do both sides, that they don't do just the right arm or just the left arm. They need to spend equal time on each side, rolling that body. If you want to work on side breathing as well, that's possible. So that they take that stroke normally, or sometimes they're going to have their head down as they take that stroke. And sometimes they're going to turn their head to the side when they take that stroke. Oh, I hope all that looks good and is helpful, entertaining and enlightening, and of course educational. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.